Hello and welcome to Founders Friday in August 2020. For anyone that doesn't know, before the lockdown, we were doing these every month as a physical event since July 2018. And then obviously we had to pause them because of the lockdown. But then we started doing them again as an online only event through our private Facebook group. So this is the second one we've done since. The first one back was in July. So the way it normally works, it's obviously not the same experience as a physical event, but we normally have what's known as an insights briefing, which is usually me and up to 3 other people talking about latest opportunities to start or grow your own business in the northeast of England. We normally have a show and tell session where new business owners can talk about their new products or services, get some feedback, some potential customers or clients or partners. And sometimes there are existing businesses that are just launching a new product or service and they want to get some early support for that. And then we normally have some longer masterclass Q&A sessions in there as well. So doing it as an online event, we did our first online event in May. We did the 5-day Newcastle Startup Week event as an online only event for the first time, and that went really, really well. So because of that, I thought let's keep the online community going all year round, and let's do the Founders Friday events again, always on the last Friday of every month. Okay, so first thing I'll do, I'll just start with a bit of an update on what's been going on and some new opportunities that have come up that I think you might be interested in. So I'll see if I can share my screen. And then you can see some slides that I've prepared. Okay, so first thing is, if you didn't already know, Founders Friday, you can follow us on Twitter at Founders Friday. So if you want to talk about anything that you see in this talk or any other presentations and you want to share it on Twitter, remember to at Founders Friday. There are other Founders Friday events around the world, including one in New York, and I've been dipping into some of their networked events. But if you want to specifically talk about us, it's at Founders Friday. So please give us a follow on there and tell us what you think. The other thing is, obviously, if you're thinking about starting a business and you haven't done so yet, or if you're rethinking what you're doing and you're considering starting a new product or service, it can be a really tricky time, obviously, to do that during the lockdown. COVID's just completely changed everything, including the way that I operate my business. I've had to have a really deep think about what I'm doing and how I'm going to deliver it, and some of the things I was already planning to do, I'm now doing them sooner than originally intended. But actually, it's created a lot of opportunities for me as well. So it's been, although it's been challenging, it's been exciting as well, and it's definitely tested my entrepreneurial skills to see how I can come up with some innovative solutions. And touch wood, I'm still here and I'm still innovating and I'm still enjoying what I'm doing and I'm excited about the future. So, but one of the things I've been doing is more videos. I've been sharing more presentations and videos like this online, and I got recently asked to do a talk for another event, but I've also put it up on the YouTube channel, the Newcastle Startup Week YouTube channel. And this is all about starting something new and adopting lean startup principles to help you stop you from wasting time, money and effort on things that people don't actually want. So I think, although the Lean Startup book, which is very famous by Reese, tends to really focus more on tech and digital businesses, I actually think that some of the Lean Startup principles that he talks about in there can be applied to pretty much any sector, any business idea or organization or project that you want to start. And I actually used the Lean Startup principles to create the very first Newcastle Startup Week Festival in 2017. So in this talk, this presentation that you can find on YouTube, I go into that, I explain how I did that. So if you're interested in how I got started and how you could do something similar, I encourage you to watch that. And I'm also talking about the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded people and other positive triggers that can help you start something new. So yes, you might be interested in that. I think that's there's lots of good insights in there that anyone could learn from. Talking about the whole lockdown, obviously, some of you will know about the whole Eat Out to Help Out scheme, which actually I think has been a really successful, a good thing that the government has done. I was reading before that around 80% of hospitality firms stopped trading in April this year, so 80%. 1.4 million workers were furloughed. So furloughed means that they're not working and they're basically just put on hold. You know, they're still getting paid some salary, a percentage of the salary, but they're not actually doing any work. And hopefully they will go back to work, but some of them might never go back to work. But yeah, 1.4 million workers were furloughed. It's the highest proportion of any sector. So the whole point of this scheme was to try and encourage more people to start going out and eating in restaurants again, so long as they had proper safety measures in place. And the way it works is you can get a 50% discount from your meal, up to a value of £10 per person. So this is only running until the end of August, so you've only got a few more days to take advantage of this. So if you haven't already, I would encourage you, as long as you feel safe about it, to support a local independent restaurant, food outlet, and I'm sure they'll be really grateful for the custom. And but if you do a Google search for Eat Out to Help Out, you should land on the gov.uk website, and at the bottom you should see there, let's find a restaurant. So it's a really good tool where you can just search by postcode and it'll bring up a list of all the restaurants in your local area that are taking part in this scheme. The other thing I mentioned about the furlough, so some of you will know, or you might be on furlough yourself, that some employees have been put on furlough, and what that means is that the government is actually paying grants to business owners to pay up to 80% of their salary, their normal salary. So the government is giving them a grant, so you can claim a grant from the government to pay 80% of an employee's salary. And some companies are just paying them the 80% instead of the full salary. Others are topping up the extra 20% to pay them the normal salary. But this is 80% has been going since the 1st of July, and this has been a real benefit to a lot of businesses who don't want to lose their staff but can't afford to pay them on their own because they don't have the income. They're not generating enough money to. Cash flow is a big problem for them. So again, I think this has been a really good scheme by the government. So, but the reason I'm mentioning this is the 80% is only up until the end of August, it's the end of this month. From the 1st of September, the government is only going to pay 70% of the wages, and then in October that drops down to 60%. So if you didn't already know this, then it's worth obviously knowing about, and definitely the changes from 80 to 70 to 60, and then so speak to your accountant if you haven't already, or check out the gov.uk website. But it's worth you knowing as an employee as well, or if there's someone in your friends or family, let them know about this. Something that's coming up, so Northumbrian Water are running their annual Innovation Festival in a few weeks' time between the 14th and the 17th of September. So this is a really good, normally a physical event, obviously. It's a really, really good event. It's bringing people together to centered around problems that they're trying to solve. So within the water industry, or it might be in other industries as well. So this year they're doing it as an online only event. It's free to take part, and they've split it down into different types of ways that you can participate. So they have hacks, they have sprints, and they also have where you can just dip in and out as well if you just want to participate and see what's going on. So some of the things that they've got here, you see they've got a range of topics like Save the World, how CGI, how emerging technologies and innovative use of data can accelerate the Northeast journey towards net zero. There's things about more water specific, how to prevent leakage across the water network using technology. there's other things, how talent, how you can find the best talent and different places can attract them and recruit them. All kinds of other really interesting things here to do with business and industry that you might want to participate in. They have things called sprints, like I say, daily dashes. So these are rapid workshops that run through all 5 stages of in just one day. So they try to go through the whole process from idea to solution in a single day. The hacks are where they bring together people from different disciplines. They'll have data scientists working with designers, creatives, web developers, all kinds of people coming together to try and come up with some workable solution to some problems that have been identified. And then they've got a thing called a year's worth of work in a week. So sprint style workshops where they've focused on ideas that have already been identified, I think, in previous events that they've run, and they're wanting to really push them on and take them forward. So there's some really interesting, cool stuff on there. Whether you're directly interested in water or business or not, if you're just interested in innovation, how to tackle problems and come up with solutions, a lot of them are environmentally friendly solutions that they're looking for. Others are just business. So if you're wanting to learn, doesn't matter whether you're in a job or not in a job, you might be a student, there's a lot of good resources for teachers in there as well, and they're really keen to get more young people involved. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. And you can register, I say there's 2 ways you can register. You can register just as a festival explorer, which means that you can just dip in and out. You're not committing to being there for a full day on any of the days. And you can take part in, there's a lot of well-being activities, there's some evening entertainment and social events as well, or you can take part as a delegate, which is a bit more hands-on. The idea for that is you would really participate in some of the hacks or the sprints, and the idea is you would commit to being there for the full day, at least one of the days, to do that. But it's all free. I would encourage you to take a good look at that, because the events are excellent. They've always been really popular and great feedback from them all. So yeah, there's some really exciting stuff on there. So if you go to innovationfestival.org, you can register for your free ticket there. Another event that's coming up is a slightly provocative title, Cybercrime is Good for the Banking Sector. So this is an event that Phil Jackman from Dynamo Northeast and the Northeast Business Ethics is going to, so the Northeast Initiative for Business Ethics, Dynamo Northeast and ourselves, Newcastle Startup Week, have buddied up to do this fringe event where we're going to talk about, which is going to take part as CyberFest, again, another annual event that takes place every year. And it's going to say that going to have a bit of a debate about whether cybercrime is actually good for the banking sector, because hackers and can actually spur on innovation and make the banking sector more innovative and provide better solutions for the customers. So again, that's a free event. If you go on Eventbrite, you can find it. I'll share the links after this. But encourage you to take part in that and watch that. Watch the debate. I'll be in there, but there'll be an opportunity to have a Q&A as well. So that'll be on Wednesday, the 23rd of September. In that same week, we're going to run another online Newcastle Startup Week event for the whole week, 21st to the 25th. So I've brought up on Eventbrite, it's just because there was already an event listed on Eventbrite, and I've had to change the listing from a 5-day different tickets on there to just a single ticket. So you can go on Eventbrite and you can book your ticket to take part in the Startup Week Online event in September, or I'm going to show you on the next slide how you take part. But it's just over £75 to take part. It's actually works out £76.55 from if you book a ticket through Eventbrite, but it's cheaper if you pay directly through the website. So, but just to avoid any confusion, I've had to keep it listed on Eventbrite for now because some people had already bought some tickets. But the easiest thing to do, since May, since moving from the physical event to an online event, is we've created this online Startup Week community. So what I'm saying is that instead of getting people to just buy tickets for physical events, is to offer an annual membership. And what that entails is for £75 for 12 months membership, you get free access to our private online Facebook group and all the support that's available in there. You also get, so if you go on, I'll show you here, if you go onto the newcastlestartupweek.com website, you'll see links on the homepage and in the menu at the top for community. Bit of blurb on here about what you're getting. I'm bunching everything up, packaging everything up. So Plan Digital is my company. You've got Newcastle Startup Week, Founders Friday, and a new thing called TRYBES. And so what you get is, for the £75, you get access to all of the speaker videos, presentations, panel discussions, and interviews that were already shared during Newcastle Startup Week online in May, and all the other content that's been shared in the private Facebook group since. You get free access to all our monthly Founders Friday events, which also take place on the last Friday of every month within the private Facebook group, and the physical spaces as soon as we can do them once lockdown's over. You also get free entry to day one, inspiration day of our physical offline Newcastle Startup Week Festival, which we are still planning to do in May. And just that one day alone would normally cost you £50 plus VAT. So you're getting that included as part of the £75 membership. You get direct access to me, obviously, other people in the Newcastle Startup Week team, our speakers, partners, and other like-minded members of the Startup Week community, which is absolutely amazing and really supportive. Special offers, deals, discounts on business products and services that will be shared within the private Facebook group. You get other perks, prizes, and giveaways to be announced. I'm also giving people the opportunity to speak, to be potential speakers at the monthly Founders Friday events and maybe the annual Newcastle Startup Week Festival in 2021. But so that's another reason why you should join the Startup Week community and play an active role in there, because that's, I do find a lot of speakers from the Startup Week community. And then finally, going to give you priority access to our new TRYBES platform that we're aiming to launch at Startup Week in May, which will speed up the process from idea to launch and growth by signposting, recommending and matchmaking you to the best people, products, services, support, funding or investment available as soon as it goes live. And you get all of that for just £75 for 12 months. So if you go to the community page, you click join now, it'll bring up a Go cardless page. You just enter your details and it'll set up a direct debit with your bank account. It'll take the £75 out of your bank account, and then it will renew again in 12 months time if you wanted to. If not, you just cancel the direct debit before the 12 months is up. The other thing, we've launched a newish Newcastle Startup Week YouTube channel. So if you haven't already seen it, I encourage you to check that out and please subscribe to it. We need more subscribers because at the minute I don't have a very pretty URL, so it'd be good if I could just say youtube.com/Newcastle Startup Week, and at the minute I can't. So we're sharing loads of good videos on there. All the videos from our Newcastle Startup Week online event in May are now available on there. Also doing book reviews on there. And sharing some of the videos, not all of the videos, but some of the videos from our Founders Friday events are going on there as well. But we really want people to join the Startup Week community so they get everything. But yeah, loads of good videos on there, including some legendary business advice from David Brent that we created for in Startup Week last year in May 2019. TRYBES, I mentioned it before. This is the new, really exciting. This is I've just started a new company with two amazing co-founders, Andrew Essin and Mark Rennie, who some of you will be familiar of. But here's in a nutshell what it is. It's going to be a new digital platform that enables people to create niche networks around their business startup idea, organization, project, event, or other activities, acting like a super connector for entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, and investors. TRYBES will help speed up the process from idea to launch, growth, and investment by matching people with complementary skills, needs, and wants, like Tinder for Business. And examples of different TRYBES include startup founders, early adopter customers, team members, professional services, software developers, investors, and non-executive directors. So I announced this last Friday on LinkedIn and Twitter, across social media, and it got a really, really great response. And I'm pleased to see it's had just over 6,600 views so far, loads of really positive comments about registering the company, so really exciting. So Plan Digital and Startup Week will continue to exist, but TRYBES is a whole new entity, but the idea is that for the time being anyway, they'll work alongside each other. But my personal plan is from May onwards to shift my focus more towards TRYBES, and Startup Week will sit as like an annual coming together of the TRYBES. But the aim is to launch TRYBES at Startup Week in May. But if you want to be part of TRYBES, you can follow us on Twitter. So it's just at TRYBES UK. And we're also on Facebook as well, TRYBES UK. But the best way to support what we're trying to do is to join the Startup Week community. Pay your £75, please, and then you not only support us to run the online community all year round and provide the business support and all the resources, it will also help fund the physical Newcastle Startup Week event in May. Keep me going until May at least, and then we'll also be inviting everybody who is part of that Startup Week community to join TRYBES. And at the minute, the plan is to make it a freemium platform so people can join it for free, and it's just advanced features, or if people want to boost their profile and make them more visible, or be matched up with investors or other key people, they would have to pay for that service. But encourage you to check that out, please, and join the community. Another thing, Tony Robinson OBE, absolute legend, one of my favorite people in business. He's been a micro business champion for years. He's always banging the drum and supporting micro businesses, companies with 0 to 9 employees, less than 10 employees. And he's just got a new book that's just come out this week called The Happipreneur: Why Microbiz Matters, a memoir and guide for enterprising people. So I encourage you all to check that out. You can buy it direct from the publisher, which is Kronos Publishing, or you can order it from Amazon. I've had a flick through it. Tony writes so well. He's full of funny, insightful anecdotes and really great advice for anyone who's starting a business or running a business, particularly a micro business owner. There's so many lessons to be learned in his books, and just he's an amazing guy and speaker who I'm delighted to call a friend. And he's spoken at our events in previous years. But encourage you all to buy a copy or buy a bunch of copies to give to your friends and your colleagues or your clients as well. And also another thing, bit of fun, if anyone out there is into drum and bass, so another familiar character, another familiar face, Brad Burton, who normally does the opening keynote talk on day one of Newcastle Startup Week. He's a massive drum and bass fan. There's a documentary that's just arrived on Netflix called United Nation: 3 Decades of Drum and Bass, which I watched last night. And Brad pops up a few times during the documentary talking about his love of drum and bass and what the whole experience was like in the late 80s and early 90s. But it's an absolutely brilliant documentary if you're into drum and bass, jungle, hardcore, rave, anything like that. Really great. Encourage you to check that out. And lastly, again, please do follow us on Twitter at Founders Friday. Also follow Newcastle Startup Week, so that's at NCL Startup Week. And you might also want to follow me as well at Lord Lancaster, because I'm on there all day, every day, sharing hopefully useful, I think pretty useful tips and advice on that are relevant to anyone who's thinking about starting or growing a business. Yeah, so please do follow us. If you're not already a member of the Startup Week community, please consider joining. If you are, then after this video, I'll be sharing some great talks by Maira, who's a life coach and speaker, talking about her personal journey and how she's being her authentic true self and what opportunities that's bringing to her. And there'll also be an interview with Peter Neal, the director of the Experience Bank Group, which is it's got a social enterprise on where it matches up business owners with non-executive directors. So business owners and charity leaders with non-executive directors who will help them grow and make their business or organization more sustainable and more successful. So I'm going to share some videos from them. Hopefully as well, a video from Claire Hunter, some tips and advice on using Facebook and social media to grow your business. Okay, so that's it for now for my insights briefing. I hope you found it useful. Please tell us what you think, and hope to see you next week as well. Or next month, sorry, not next week, but maybe next week if you join the Startup Week community, I'll see you in there. Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers, bye.